on the VinceEverettEllison Show. I'm going to give a second part to my podcast on the Church of Satan. A few things I left out. We're going to talk about how the Church of Satan is also the Church of Abortion and the Democratic Party and how they line up together. We're going to talk about that today on the VinceEverettEllison Show. All right, let's get this thing started. You know, last week I did a podcast on the Church of Satan. Talked about this guy by the name of LaVey, Anton LaVey. And he started the Church of Satan, and how the Church of Satan has a slogan that says, "Do as thou wilt. Do as thy wilt." It means there are no guardrails. There's no punishments. There's no repentance. Anything you want to do is right, and there is no right or wrong. Man, that's a sick way to live your life. And the Church of Satan is a sick, sick institution. A bunch of freaks and weirdos in it, man. And when I look at it, it reminds me so much of the Democratic Party. And as I was checking out these guys, you know, the Do As Thou Wilt crew, I said, wow, man, that just reminds me so much of the Democratic Party because these suckers ain't got no guardrails now. I mean, they doing dope, prostitution, castrating children, cutting the breasts off little children. I mean, these jokers, I don't think it's anything now. I'm really trying to think. Is there anything that these jokers don't do? And I can't come up with it.
I am fulfilling my dreams and becoming a pregnant dad. I just wish the society do better with understanding transgender people as humans. I am judged as a seahorse dad. You're confusing your child. You're not gonna tell her the truth.
You switch to trans and then you come up and tell me you're pregnant later, what?
It's crazy because all my YouTube videos in the beginning of my transition literally happened in this room. I have a little bit of hair right here underneath my chin, and just the look on it now, it's just like, oh, you came so far. It's really a journey. You learning yourself all over again. My name is Talik Jones, and I'm 6 months pregnant.
I've given birth to 2 kids as a man.
And we are their dad.
Were you planning to have a baby together?
Honestly,
Okay, so it was...
A lot of people come with the negative input because they're uneducated.
You're not allowing them to have a mom. The baby's gonna be trans because you're trans.
How would you describe the way you're raising your children in terms of gender and sexuality?
I think the next thing they're going to try to do is start having sex with animals. Because they have sex with everything else. That'll probably be their next move. They're probably going to go to court and they're going to bring like a gorilla or a goat or something to the courtroom and say they got a right to copulate with it. And if you get the right judge, you say, well, yeah, you're right. I mean, a bunch of freaks and perverts and these people crazy. Anyway, so do as I will, right? Why not? You got no right to judge me. You want to get them mad talking about judge. Who you trying to judge? He said, oh, come on, man. I'm not judging you. You telling me who you are. How's that judgment? You the one said you're a freak. So anyway, as you go into the Church of Satan, and you look at the Democratic Party, you got to deal with some stuff, man. I mean, these crazy jokers live this thing called woke. I'm woke. And so I hear it all the time. And I said, what is this woke crap and what does woke mean? So I looked up woke today. And this is what they say. Woke originates from African American vernacular English and generally means being aware of issues, particularly those related to social and racial injustice. It has evolved into a more political and cultural term, often used to describe people who are informed or attentive to issues like racial prejudice, discrimination, and social justice. The term also carries a connotation of being alert and proactive in addressing injustice. You see how folks lie to you? Woke means you are sensitive. Woke means that you are looking for stuff to get mad about. Woke basically means you're a sissy and you're a punk. Talking about what the term carries a connotation of being alert and proactive in addressing injustice. That means getting in people's business and you need to just shut the hell up and leave them alone. I mean, you can't be living your life as a man walking around there wanting to fight and take somebody to court every time somebody say something you don't like. You're supposed to carry yourself as a man enough that nobody gonna say nothing to you don't like. You think I worry about that every day? No. You're just walking around looking for injustice. Want to be mad about something? White person walk up and say, "Hey, sir, how you doing today?" Who you talking to? Well, I just asked how you were doing. No. You said with a racist overtone. Well, sir, what's a racist overtone? I don't know, but I know it when I see it. That's a microaggression. Microaggression. This is microaggression. You walk in the doorway with somebody and somebody don't hold the door for you long enough. That's microaggression. If somebody look at you and they don't smile wild enough, that's microaggression. If you come in late for work and the boss asks you why you late, that's microaggression. It's the stupidest thing I ever heard of in my life, y'all. And this all comes from pride. All comes from anger. All comes from unforgiveness. All of that's from the Church of Satan. And that is right now in the Democratic Party. Talking about I'm woke. You ain't woke, you a joke. And so they got this DEI thing going on, right? I mean, these jokers crashing out over DEI. And it's interesting because, these white liberals making a fool out of black folks. I'm going to read you something from Forbes magazine about DEI. It says, while many white women have made gains in American workplace, the gains for racial and ethnic minority women haven't been as significant. According to another McKinsey study, white women hold nearly 19% of all C-suite positions, while racial and ethnic minority women only hold 4%. Overall, white women, let me say it again, overall, white women have benefited disproportionately from corporate DEI efforts. And you got Jamal Brown's ignorant behind that, hollering about DEI. They making a fool out of him. Well, they probably paying him, so Jamal probably know this, and he's just in it for the money. But the rest of y'all, they making fools out of y'all. So I'm always seeing these black women on CNN talking about DEI. And I said, man, you helping out white women, so what is this all about? You ain't getting nothing out of this. Y'all, all of these paid operatives that go on TV to talk about DEI are not telling you that DEI doesn't help black people whatsoever. It's almost like a joke of going on television telling you that you need to give money to the National Negro College Fund. You find that National Negro College Fund is giving all their money to white women. You come to find out that the National Negro College Fund gave $100 million in scholarships to white women. That's DEI. You find out DEI giving all their programs to white women and homosexuals, and you're out there fighting and boycotting Target for DEI. You're a useful idiot. You cannon fodder again. You in Birmingham getting the dog sicked on you by Bull Connor, and the white folks and the white liberals get all getting all the benefits. Where does that come from? Church of Satan? Pride, anger, hostility, want something for nothing, covetousness, Want something from your neighbor? If you don't give it to him, I'm going to take it from you. And then, man, the craziest thing of all is the LGBTQ thing that these people, these crazy liberals got going on, crazy Democrats. These jokers done took it to a whole nother ignorant level in the state of Colorado. These suckers done passed a bill in Colorado that says if a parent trying to pass one that says the parents misgenders their children at home, that can be grounds for the child to be taken away from the parent. So if your child, you've had the boy's name is Tommy. He's a boy named Tommy. Tommy come home from school, and the school has convinced Tommy that he is a girl, and his name is Sharice now. Tommy come home and tell you, I'm a girl by name Sharice, and if you don't acknowledge that, they can take Tommy from you, and I don't know what the hell they're going to do with him. Probably put him into sex trafficking or something, but they're gonna take him from you, and you can't see your child. Now, I'm going to read you the bill. Y'all think I'm lying. I know what y'all think. I'm lying. They're tripping. Ain't nobody that crazy. Ain't nobody going to take nobody's child away because they misgender them. Okay. All right, listen. This is the bill right here. It says the bill provides that when making child custody decisions, determining the best interest of the child for purposes of parenting time, a court shall consider dad naming, misgendering, or threatening to publish material related to an individual's gender affirming health care services as types of coercion control. A court shall consider reports of coercive control when determining the allocation of parental responsibilities in accordance with the best interests of the child. And that's just a fancy way of saying that if you don't call your child what they want you to call that child, they're going to take your child from you. The child run the house. And you stupid Democrats going to vote for it. And you know what? I've heard some stupid stuff in my life. That's got to be one of the stupidest things I've ever heard of in my life. But it always comes from the Democratic Party. I mean, Republicans ain't perfect, but they ain't never about that stupid. Your child gonna walk in the house and tell you what you gonna call them, you got to do it. Shit. Man, I got children that are under the age of 18. I wish they would. I got grandchildren too. I'm just thinking about what I'd do to them if they did. They better be playing. Because I tell the courts, come get him. Come on, you can have him, you can feed him. You can take it all off my hands right now. You can feed him, you can clothe him, you can shelter him, and pay for his insurance, and send him to school, and peace out. Yeah, I remember when my daughter was born, Ella was born. She had been in the NICU for about 3-4 weeks. They thought she was going to pass away, and God brought her through it. And then they're going to come tell me that you got to take a class before she can go home with you. I said, who are you talking to? Well, we're telling you that we can't let Ella go home with you until you take this class. So you can keep her. That's my daughter. You don't tell me what to do with my child. Well, sir, you have to. I said, look, man, I'm going to take my daughter out this hospital, and you ain't going to stop me. And if you try, you see what's going to happen to you. I walked out the hospital with my daughter. You got these people tell you what to do with your child, man. You crazy? Misgendering your child, we can take them. Well, I guess that works with Democrats because they don't have children no more anyway. They either abort their child or they gay and lesbian and they don't have children. So they basically trying to mess with our children, y'all. I hope y'all see that, right? Because Democrats don't want the burden of having children no more, so they're trying to mess ours up. That's why they use the public educational system to do what they do. It's not their children that are being affected by this. It's our children being affected by this. And when they get the majority in any area, they take over the public educational system so they can screw up our children so our children can do what they want because them no good, lazy, slimy jokers don't want to have children no more. They're too selfish. They're too cruel. And 2 men can't have children. Now they got these oh hell, I might want to take that back because there's some stuff I want to show you right now on video that shows 2 men having children. Y'all think I'm lying? Watch this. To show you how this Church of Satan works. Watch this. See, you thought I was lying, didn't you? That's the Church of Satan, y'all. The Democratic Party and the Church of Satan are one. The Democratic Party give federal money for this type of foolishness to happen. Bunch of perverts. People make me sick. Going around trying to tell folks this type of stuff is virtuous, this type of stuff is right. These people need to go to a mental institution and be put in some type of psychiatric care. They don't need to be paraded around as what's proper and right. It's like when the inmates take over the insane asylum. Jokers running around with clown masks on and fighting and acting a fool and eating raw meat. They're crazy. Putting feces on the wall. The Democratic Party is a freak show. They need to put barbed wire around it, razor wire, and mattresses on the walls of that place. You need to put some type of gas in it every night to make them suckers sleep 23 hours a day so they can be up marching around causing all this damn mischief. I'm getting just about tired of them. I'm glad I live up in the Blue Ridge Mountains where there ain't too many of them up here. Oh, these dudes up here know how to deal with them. Golly. So now, the worst of all, as I said again, they're going to either mess up your children or they're going to try to kill your children. Y'all, that's not hyperbole. The Democratic Party, them suckers is nothing else. They are a murder machine. They ain't never seen a baby they didn't want to kill. First, they'll try to make sure that you don't have them. Oh, they got 100,000 ways to give you birth control. Them suckers got 100,000 ways to give you birth control. And then if you still slip up and have one, they're going to try to give you government money to kill the child. Ain't that low down? Instead of coming up to you and saying, look here, we want you to have this child. This child could be the child that cures cancer. This child could be the child that takes us to Mars. This child could be the child that produces the next innovation in high tech that's going to figure out the space-time continuum where we can just walk into a room and walk into another room 10,000 miles away. Just like that. No, instead we kill these children, not knowing what we've done. And there's a story about abortion. It says abortion keeps increasing in the U.S., data shows. Even after Roe v. Wade. Them jokers going to find a way to kill children, like I said. This is from Time Magazine, written by Chantel Lee. And this is on April 15th, 2025, this year. Says, the number of abortions provided in most of the U.S. increased slightly in 2024 from the year before, according to new data released on April 15th. The research was conducted by the Guttmacher Institute, which studies and supports sexual and reproductive health and rights. The organization uses both a statistical model and survey responses from providers to estimate the number of abortions provided by clinicians in states without near total bans for its monthly abortion provision study. The data released on April 15th show that nearly 1,038,100 abortions were provided in 2024 and across all states without near total bans. A less than 1% increase from 2023 to 2024. 1,000,000 38,000. Why don't you just let that sink in for a minute? There are over 140 countries in the world, the United States of America. This is like, I think we have a more permissive abortion law, more permissive abortion laws than North Korea, which is a savage, brutal nation. Soviet Union, China, all of them, we're worse. And we're bad because of the Democratic Party. They will not allow, if you go into a conservative state right now, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Florida, abortions are very, very difficult to get. You go into a blue state, California, Illinois, New York, they have abortion while the child is being born. Did you hear what I said? Abortion up till the child is being born. And if conservatives were in the government right now, they'd stop it. They would put families back together. They would give incentives for families to come together. They would find ways to help young people buy housing, get jobs, get job training, be taught in the educational system that there's virtue in marriage. We'll use the arts to teach the children that there's virtue in marriage, there's virtue in doing right, there's virtue in loving one another. There's a proper way to live. An ordered society that Edmund Burke talks about, not this chaos. Talking about they want to be libertarian. You can't be libertarian unless you're willing to accept the responsibility for your actions. You're a libertarian, but you want to smoke dope and you want to shoot heroin. Then as soon as you are out on the street fiending, you want to go to drug rehab, but guess what? You want me to pay for it. And you want me to, you can go to drug rehab 15, 20 times, and I got to pay for it 15, 20 times. You want to have a sex change operation, but you want me to pay for it. If you're a true libertarian, you say, I want a sex change operation, and I'll pay for it. You want an abortion, and you want me to pay for it. If you're a true libertarian, you say, I want an abortion, and I'll pay for it. And then you want to say, I want to send a child to get an education, but I don't want them to have a religious education. If you're a true libertarian, you say, I want this child to have an education, and I want the parent. The parent is the customer. It's not the child. And you ask the parent, what type of education do you want your child to have? And the parent says so. And that's what you do. Oh, but not these satanic Democrats. Anton LaVey still runs the Democrat Party. Bunch of sick bastards. They make me sick. But you know what, y'all? We got these jokers on the ropes right now. Oh, they was feeling themselves with old Joe Biden, crooked Joe Biden in there. His emaciated, bent over, not half crazy, crazy behind. Yeah, they thought that they was going to rule the world forever. But we sat there and we bided our time. Podcasters like myself, April Chapman, Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson went out there and we went to work. Started educating the American people about what these jokers are doing. Next thing we know, Joe Biden done lost his mind on television. Kamala Harris deep-sixed like I told you she would. Stabbed Joe right in the back. Slit his throat. Thought she was going to lie her way into the Oval Office. With all them drag queens and Billy Porter and them abortion doctors around him. Oh, yeah, we fleshed them out. And America saw, full in living color. We saw this Church of Satan in full and living color. This woman started her campaign out in an abortion clinic. Didn't want to hear about the babies being dead. Kamala wanted to see the babies dead. Want to go back out there, go back there and cut up one herself. Run around a bunch of men in dresses. Got a beta male husband. She should put a dress on him. Him off. Like I said, every time I saw him, I wanted to beat the hell out of him. Imhoff lost the election for her, y'all. She had been married to a real man. She might have rolled up in there. She had like 3 children with her. Real man beside her. She might be president, but no. She gonna marry a man that she despised so much, she wouldn't take his name, wouldn't or couldn't have him no children, wouldn't even go to the synagogue with him. Still go to Amos Brown's church. Amos Brown ain't got no church. That is a whole house and abortion clinic with a cross. Well, it might even have a cross on it that he called a church. All them freaks in that church. Oh boy, it was so funny. I gotta talk about this. Amos, because Kamala Harris was vice president. Amos was her pastor. Amos feeling himself. He had arrived. He's the pastor of the President of the United States of America. And Amos thought she was going to be president. So Amos Brown was going to be the pastor of the President of the United States of America at a whole house Rainbow Church in San Francisco. Amos ain't worth a damn, y'all. If Amos don't repent, he going to die and go to hell. And it might be, if there's any joker that probably need to die and go to hell, it would be Amos Brown and Jim Clyburn and that crew. But I digress. So Amos, he got Kamala Harris to put some of his artifacts into the Smithsonian Institute. Oh, Amos really feeling himself. He gonna live forever in the Smithsonian. So Donald Trump said, we're gonna do this cleansing of American history. Well, all these folks that hate America, we're not gonna give them a platform any longer. If you don't have your platform, you're gonna pay for it yourself. So he went through and he saw Amos's stuff in there. Told Amos, get this stuff out of here. He sent it back to Amos, and Amos got an attitude. Amos got mad. Amos got on TV. I had so much fun watching Amos melt down behind that. When Trump sent his Bible, the Bible. Yeah, what he carrying the Bible for? I thought he was going to be carrying Playboy magazine with him. Amos had a Bible. I bet if you open it up, he probably had took out the Bible pages and put like porno in the Bible. Old freak. So Kamala mad because Trump done took Amos Brown's. Amos Brown apostate. So Trump said, get his Bible and whatever the hell he got out of the Smithsonian. And so Trump clearing up all this mess. Y'all, I did a podcast on Trump cleaning up American history, and I'm gonna do a podcast on the fact that black folks, every time you look at black people's history, all they got is getting the hell beat out of them and being in chains and working in cotton fields. And there's more to us than that, okay? We're going to be doing that next week. But y'all look, this Church of Satan, they are alive and they live in color. We got a bit of a lead on these jokers now. We got like about 5-member lead in the House, maybe about 4-member lead in the Senate, and Trump's in the White House. Next election, let's expand this on these jokers. And as I said before, the Republicans are not God's party. But the Democrats are damn sure Satan's party. God might not be a Republican, but Satan is damn sure a Democrat. Join the side of God. Get my great book, Iron Triangle, tell you all about these jokers. Get Crime Inc., tell you all about these no good jokers. Get this great documentary, Will You Go to Hell For Me? These books and this documentary changes everything. It'll change the way you see everything. You can go back to it as a reference. And I'm going to tell you this, when people read it, it changes them forever. All right? Now, if you enjoyed this, if you think this has brought any virtue to your life, I want you to subscribe. I want you to share this, and I want you to like it. Because we chasing 100,000, and we ain't going to stop until we get there, then we're going to go to 1 million. Because there's a whole lot of work to do. Yeah, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. But we ain't gonna stop. We can't stop. We don't know how to stop, because I'm here to wake you up. I hope I did you some good today. So join me again for another edition of the Vince Everett Ellison Show. All right, friends, Vince Everett Ellison is here. I want you to go to my website, and on my website, you're gonna see a lot of great stuff, man. You're gonna see that we got t-shirts, we got caps, you got my books, my documentaries, you got all kinds of stuff on VinceSpeaksTruth.com. Go there. We're dropping new t-shirts, we're dropping new merchandise. My new book, The End of Tolerance, is there. The End of Tolerance. Make sure you get it, make it #1. If you got my first 3, get The End of Tolerance. It's just as good, and it's telling us we have to end our tolerance with these leftists, these Democrats. We can no longer allow them to sexually groom our children. We can no longer allow them to castrate little boys and call them little girls, run God out of the public square, take away our guns, take away our sovereignty. No longer allow it. So go on VinceSpeaksTruth.com. That is VinceSpeaksTruth.com. Hit merchandise. You'll see the t-shirts. You'll see the caps. You'll see the books. You'll see the documentaries. You'll see it all. And let's keep this ball rolling. God bless you.